the hell's going on here, Al Guess, as the Rock and Roll Express has just jumped Rick Michaels of Bad Attitude.
Attack the vice president of the National Wrestling Alliance, totally unprovoked. Michaels thinks he runs the joint, comes out here whenever he wants, but now he's got to face the 6-time NWA World. Come on! Come on!
He just hit the leg with that steel chair and bent it right here on Wildside. We're going to have to get some help from the back as the Rock and Roll Express have shown their true colors and what side of the fence they're on as they come out here to the rescue of that lowlife Bill Barron.
Alliance, don't be talking about him like that. The Rock and Roll Express 6-time NWA World Tag Team Champs, showing Rick Michaels what the NWA is all about.
We're going to have to get some help from the back as Ricky Morton has got that steel chair. And thank God, here comes David Young, the other half of Bad Attitude. And the Rock and Roll Express going to take a powder to the outside. And look at Bill Barron standing here at the ringside area, loving every minute of this. I'll guess this has gone way too far, way past the bounds of pro wrestling. This has become a feud of the federations between NWA and NCW. Wrestling fans, welcome to this edition of Wildside Wrestling, and we want to welcome back Hot Atlanta, WHOT, Channel 34, right here in the great state of Georgia. Tonight, fans, listen up. At the NCW Arena in Cornelia, Georgia, NWA World Tag Team titles go on the line as Team Extreme defends against Triple X with their valet at ringside named Strawberry. Wrestling fans, this is one matchup you do not want to miss because I have a surprise for both tag teams tonight at the NCW Arena. Also on that card, you're going to see AJ Styles, Jeff G. Bailey, and his entourage, along with the World Heavyweight Champion Ruckus. Wrestling fans, whatever you do, do not miss tonight at the NCW Arena.
Funerals are something we all have to face. For over 30 years, the Golden Memorial Plan has helped make this difficult time easier to deal with.
Oh, Dad was a great guy. He made sure everything was taken care of. So when he left, everything was done exactly like Dad wanted it to be.
This low-cost plan pays up to $10,000 cash directly to your beneficiary or to the funeral home of your choice. The plan is ideal for people 35 to 90, even those with health problems or limited income.
No physical exam is required, rates never increase, and you cannot be canceled. For immediate coverage regardless of health, call for free information about the Golden Memorial Plan.
I feel good and I feel secure knowing that my wife and kids aren't going to have any troubles. They're not going to be burdened if anything happens to me down the line.
Funerals now average from $4,000 to $7,000 and more. This plan pays up to $10,000 cash, usually within 24 hours.
Call us for a free planning guide and more information about this very generous plan.
Now introducing his opponent from Fort Worth, Texas, weighing 221 pounds. He is the current two-time reigning NWA Worldwide Television Champion. He is TJ Gray, the Prodigy.
You go ahead and you announce me one more time, because they forgot to cheer for me. I know they all want to, they do it.
He is the current reigning two-time worldwide television champion, TJ Gray, the Prodigy.
Wrestling fans, welcome back to Wildside Wrestling. Steve Martin and Al Getz in here calling the action as you see TJ Gray, the television champion of the NWA, going to take on Romeo Bliss, and Romeo saying he's NCW all the way, and Al, you got to love that.
I don't like it one bit. Romeo is playing with fire, and you know what happens when you play with fire? you get burned. Romeo better watch his step. He's in the ring right now with a wrestler, not a gyrating, jive-talking, red-headed stepchild, but a professional wrestler known as the Prodigy, T.J. Gray.
Here we go into the side headlock goes T.J. Gray. Romeo Bliss going to battle out the big hair pull by T.J. Gray.
I'm excited about this week's program, Steve. Of course, that huge main event. The Wildside Tag Team titles are on the line as Bad Attitude defend against the Rock and Roll Express. Plus, we're also going to see the TV title here in Wildside up for grabs as AJ Styles takes on Onyx. Onyx, of course, managed by Jeff T. Bailey. Bailey already has the Wildside Heavyweight title and the Wildside U.S. title. He wants to make it the perfect trifecta, and he'll get his chance this week on Wildside.
Big T.J. Gray, and I'm sure you didn't see that, Al, but nevertheless, Romeo Bliss going to do a little spiking here on Wildside. Romeo been censored by the NWA, Al, and I'm totally against this 100%.
Well, it's because of people like him that we're now on at 2:30 in the morning, whereas T.J. Gray, the NWA Worldwide Television Champion, can be seen on WHOT Hotlanta 34 Saturday mornings at 11 because he is a clean-cut professional individual, unlike this brute savage Romeo Bliss.
We got a blatant choke here by T.J. Gray. T.J. Gray, the Prodigy, the child of Burt Prentice out of NWA Nashville.
Well, theoretically, you're saying, not literally.
Let's say he's from NWA Nashville. Romeo Bliss right out of the NCW arena. Romeo Bliss has always been one of my favorites, even though the fans have hated him for a long, long time, but it seems like they're getting behind him as he's showing his colors with the NCW. And let me say this, I'm totally 100% against him being censored because it's called freedom of speech, Al Getz.
Well, freedom of speech, but not when you're relegated to a late-night time slot that's only watched by 24 drunk people, because no one with a sane mind would actually stay up till 2:30 in the morning, unless, of course, you know, they're getting their groove on or something, in which case they're watching TV, trust me.
Big suplex by Romeo. Come on, Romeo! Giving T.J. Gray what for?
See, instead of doing those gyrations, he should be getting right back up to his feet and working over T.J. Gray. Wasting precious time is Romeo Bliss.
Two big chops by Romeo Bliss. And Romeo in full control of this matchup on Wildside.
I do want to take this opportunity to wish a very special happy birthday to a good friend of mine. Alan Barry turned 29 this past week. Alan is the owner of WooWrestling.com, also WrestlingAuctions.com. Fine individual. Happy birthday, Alan. And now let's get back to the action.
Here we go for the ride.
You ever
T.J.
met
Gray
him?
with a big sunset flip. Biggest mark in the business, I hear. 2 count only.
Come on, TJ. Now, I do want to stress this is not a title match. TJ, the reigning NWA Worldwide Television Champion, but since this is Wildside, that title doesn't have to be defended. And quite frankly, there's no need to, because Romeo Bliss certainly wouldn't be anywhere near the top contenders list. I mean, you have such fine worldwide athletes as Quentin Charisma, Baron Fox, Damian, Dante, Mephisto, Richard Lowe. The list goes on of qualified wrestlers who could contend for that title. Romeo way far down the list.
What about that Spunkmeyer guy?
Oh, he's fantastic.
I figured you'd say
He's
that.
money. He's gold.
Let me get this straight, Al Getz. You're NWA all the way.
Of course I am. They've been around since 1905, and that promotion you used to promote till Barons took over has been promoting since, what, 1996? I mean, the NWA has a much better history and a much better track record.
There goes Romeo over the top rope to the floor. And notice no pretty little blue pads here on Wildside. It's T.J. Gray with a big knee to the side of the head. Well, and Gray going to pick him up. Give him a haymaker.
T.J. Gray, the Prodigy, showing everyone here in Cornelia, Georgia this week why he is the TV champion of NWA Worldwide.
Here we go. Romeo into the steal. T.J. Gray is all over Romeo Bliss. Gray has come here to fight. And Romeo Bliss better get something going, or he's going to go down to the feet right here on Wildside.
You know what TJ should do after he beats Romeo? He should wash his stinking mouth out with soap. Foul mouth, filthy. Romeo is a piece of garbage. He's the reason why we've got this bad time slot. He's the reason why. Come on, TJ.
Romeo Bliss sets him out, and he puts him in the pile driver, and he does it better than anybody, as TJ Gray had a chain, did not get to use it, and we got the 3 count.
No!
Romeo Bliss victorious here on Wildside.
Don't give him the mic. No, don't give him the mic. Well, it's a non-title match. What's he doing with the belt? Oh, come on.
That's my line. You gotta love that. Romeo Bliss right here on Wildside.
Wrestling fans, get ready. Wildside National Television taping tonight at the NCW Arena. You're going to see NWA World Tag Team titles on the line as the champions, Team Extreme, defend the belts against Triple X with Strawberry at ringside. Also, ladies action and all the stars of Wildside, AJ Styles, Jorge Estrada, and the heavyweight champion, Ruckus. For ticket and direction information, call 706-776-2313. And then get ready, the state of Virginia, Saturday night, March 11th at the Garden, Virginia High School. You're going to see the IRW heavyweight champion, Rusty Riddle, take on the Wildside heavyweight champion, Ruckus, in an extreme hardcore match. And then, straight from ECW, Kid Cash teams up with AJ Styles to take on Bad Attitude. Also, special appearances by Mr. Excitement, Storm Viper, and Jimmy Jack Riddle, plus 5 other great matches. This event in association with Iron Ring Wrestling. Then we come to Gainesville, Georgia, Friday night, the 17th, to the E.E. Butler Center. You're going to see Bad Attitude take on PG-13, Big Bull Buchanan versus the Giant Ron Studd. And straight from WCW, Coach Buzz Stern takes on Luther Biggs. And the Wildside TV title will be on the line as AJ Styles defends against Shasta McNasty. And the legend himself, the Bullet, Bob Armstrong, will be in attendance that night as well. And fans, get ready. Saturday, March 18th, Abdullah the Butcher carves his way to the NCW Arena.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. Bolt the doors. It's Monster Madness. 35 hair-raising hits on 2 CDs and 2 cassettes. It rocks! Motley Crue. Lita Ford. This 35-track collection is not sold in stores. Rush delivery available. Get Monster Madness. It'll rock your world. To order, call the number on your screen or order online at MusicSpace.com.
There's a way to help your business with no risk at all. Just call for your free trial version of QuickBooks Pro, America's #1 best-selling small business accounting software. From the makers of Quicken, so you know it's easy to use. Want to write a check? You just start typing, and QuickBooks Pro fills in the rest. It shows you how much money you're owed and who owes it. It even prints invoices with your company logo. Call for your free QuickBooks Pro trial version now. There's no bill, no hassle, no risk. You can't do better than that.
Everyone thinks they know about asthma, but did you know that over 15 million people in our country suffer from the disease? That its symptoms, shortness of breath, tightness in your chest, and a persistent cough or wheezing can be signs of real danger. Call for this free booklet. Believe me, once you know the facts about asthma, you'll breathe a lot easier.
Finally, tonight, AJ Styles is going to have to face a real man. You know, everybody knows, anybody with a brain, which means most of you not being one knows that Onyx is the true Rookie of the Year, and tonight he's going to prove it by bringing me my TV title. You know, AJ Styles, I know that you're far more concerned about when your next issue of Mandate, Honcho, and Inches is coming, and the Crisco party you and Chance Williams are going to tonight. But I'll tell you this, Onyx is single-minded. You see, Onyx grew up in the mean streets of New York. So beating you is just like another day in the hood for him. Onyx, a man blacker than South Atlanta and 10 times as dangerous, is going to put you down 1, 2, 3, AJ Styles, and that TV title's coming back to me. And when we leave tonight and we're up top at the Marriott Marquis on our Florida suite, the first thing I'm going to do to celebrate is eat Candy's box. I mean a box of candy, and we're going to party all night long celebrating our victory. So come on down, send the lamb to the slaughter.
Wrestling fans, now introducing the NWA Rookie of the Year from Atlanta, Georgia. He is the current reigning NWA Wildside Television Champion. He is AJ Styles.
I don't know what you're doing running around these guys. These guys ain't nothing but trouble. You were up for Rookie of the Year. I just so happened to win it. It was luck, man. You're both good. You got awesome talent, man. What are you doing hanging out with these guys? Ain't nothing but trouble, man.
Here we go. Onyx don't want no part of AJ Styles. AJ Styles saying he's hanging around nothing but trouble, and my God, I got to agree with him on that. As Onyx goes for the ride, big high hip toss, and Onyx up and over on the arm drag. AJ Styles turns around and just cold cocks him in the side of the head. Onyx powdering to the outside, and our guest, look at the change in Onyx already since he's been hanging around Jeff G. Bailey.
Yeah, it's a change for the better if you ask me. But I want to bring up a point we brought up last week with speaking of ruckus. Onyx, up until recently, did you ever give him a title shot? No, you didn't. Jeff G. signs with Jeff G. Bailey. Boom, he's got a shot at the television title here in Wildside. Jeff G. Bailey is the man that makes things happen. He is the manager of the Wildside Heavyweight Champion. He is the manager of the United States Champion. And in the next 5 minutes, I guarantee he will be the manager of the Wildside Television Champion, Onyx.
I'm not going to take nothing away from Onyx. This guy is put together, and he is one hell of an athlete. Former college football player, Canadian Football League. He's done it all. But now he is in alliance with Jeff G. Bailey, and that spells a whole different story, because this right here is nothing but trouble for Onyx, because I promise you this, he is not Rookie of the Year. AJ Styles beat him fair and square for that honor, along with Jorge Estrada.
Onyx should have been Rookie of the Year. I was talking with Jeff G. Bailey in the back during the last break, and he said the reason that Onyx was not Rookie of the Year was because that you guys are biased racially. It was a racially motivated decision to give your little fair-haired boy, AJ Styles, that award.
Al, please, don't start that too. Jeff G. Bailey's been calling me a racist since day one, and it can't be further from the truth. We got a world heavyweight title holder that's a black man named Ruckus.
But the the only reason he got that title was because of Jeff G. Bailey. It had nothing to do with you, Steve.
I don't know, fans. All I can tell you is it's 100% a lie. There we go. Big atomic drop on AJ Styles. And I'll say this in my own defense. Anybody will tell you that's in pro wrestling that I push, so to speak, the guys who deserve it. AJ Styles up and over on that step. My God.
Going for a splash. Onyx moved out of the way, and the momentum of AJ Styles carried him up over the top rope, and then he fell down the steps. So not only taking the impact on the face, but also on the back as he went down the steps to the floor below.
Onyx all over AJ Styles like a bad dream. And Onyx going to work over Styles on the camera stand. And like you said, you're talking about a nasty spill all the way down the steps.
Smart thinking by Onyx, rolled back into the ring to help to break up the count. He doesn't want to win this by count out because he won't get the title. Titles won't change hands on count out. He needs to pin AJ Styles or make him submit in the middle of the ring. Onyx up and over.
Onyx all the way into the audience, in the floor. Some fan caught him on the way down. And these are the sign guys of Wildside, and they're 100% NWA. So they're going to help out Onyx and Jeff G. Bailey and his thugs at ringside. But look who's standing tall, AJ Styles, Rookie of the Year right here on Wildside.
I will say one thing, the crowd here in Cornelia goes absolutely gaga over AJ Styles. I would definitely say one of the most popular athletes ever to step foot in this arena. But being popular doesn't make you the best.
Well, you know, Styles is a 100% Christian in and out of the ring. This guy right here, you're talking about a role model, fans. Kids, if you're going to look up to a man, AJ Styles is the man to do it. Do not think Jeff G. Bailey is your friend at all, because he will stab you in the back and not think twice about it. Onyx just slapped him and then threw him up in the air as AJ Styles comes down hard on that mat.
Yeah, that shows you what that Christianity will do for you. Nothing when you get in the wrestling ring.
Come on now. Here we go as Onyx going to put AJ over that second rope. Keep your eye on Bailey in this situation. Come on, Bailey.
He just hit AJ Styles with his $279 Bruno Mali shoe.
How many times have we heard that? And he says he's got a 600 pair of Gucci shoes on the way. So I'm going to tell you something. Jeff G. Bailey means business, and he's making one hell of a paycheck here on Wildside, and he better remember who writes that paycheck.
I mean, can you imagine if he manages all three singles champs here in Wildside, how much more money that will be worth to his empire, to his stable. AJ coming back, the beautiful high drop kick, great elevation.
Styles is unbelievable. He really is. He is one of the greatest athletes in NCW. He's one of the greatest athletes in the NWA as far as I'm concerned. And he's been in this great sport for 1 year. Rookie of the Year. And here we go. Keep your eye on Styles. Big springboard moonsault on Onyx.
Yeah, but look at that. He got so carried away that the majority of his momentum took him over Onyx, and he barely grazed Onyx with his hands. If he hadn't been so hyper and flipping around like a nut, he actually could have gotten more out of that move and maybe could have gotten the pin right there.
How'd you see the example of the collegiate background AJ Styles got, two-time state champion at Johnson High, as he hooked him into that pinfall combination. It was great right here on Wildside.
I mean, you've got not only two very well-schooled college athletes, AJ Styles in wrestling and Onyx in football, plus, of course, AJ Styles was a cheerleader. Of course, that isn't a sport. I don't know what that is.
Here we go. Styles for the ride into that turnbuckle. Onyx, hard into that midsection. And wrestling fans, whatever you do, stay tuned to Wildside as Bad Attitude takes on six-time NWA Tag Team Champions, the Rock and Roll Express.
Unbelievable. Those tag team titles on the line. We could see two titles change hands this week on Wildside. Incredible. And it's as great as it is to watch us here each and every week on television, there is nothing like coming out live to the NCW Arena in Cornelia. We're going to be here on March the 18th, and Bailey stomping a mud hole, doing a little
Yeah, I know she talked right over that. Where you? Oh, come on. You and Bailey is thick as thieves, and you know it.
I don't deny that we're very tight. I mean, you know, he always comes to me for advice.
Yeah, you and him make a good cheer section for each other.
Hey, he's always asking me, every time I give a good interview, he wants to steal my lines.
Well, he's got plenty of them indeed. And some of them, let me tell you this, not over my head as far as education goes, but over my head as far as just pure filth. All the things he talks about is me and AJ Styles, and man, we're just close. Come on. 2 count only right here on Wildside. But he's all the time talking about this filth, and I don't even have a clue what he's talking about.
You know what? During the very first match, you were talking about Romeo Bliss and freedom of speech this, freedom of speech that. If you believe that Romeo should say what he wants, then Jeff G. Bailey has the right to say whatever he wants, and there's nothing you can do about it, or else I'll call you a hypocrite. Oh, no one home.
Going for the senton bomb and nobody at home. And that's the second one we've seen here at this television taping. Unbelievable agility by Onyx. Onyx, one hell of an athlete. We're not going to take nothing away from him. Reverse neck breaker by Styles. And here comes Bailey up on the ring apron. Keep your eye on him at all times.
Uh-oh, AJ going up to the top now. This is it. You know what we're going to see here. It's that shooting star, no, somersault, 450.
And here comes Eddie Golden. Eddie Golden going to pull the referee out. Come on, Golden.
Eddie Golden pulling Jamie Tucker out, and now Jeff G. Bailey getting in the ring. I think Styles
he just cold-cocked Styles, and now Bailey. Now we got 3-on-1 dance. Come on.
AJ Styles in trouble now. That's what happens when you mess with Jeff G. Bailey, Onyx, and Eddie Golden going to town on AJ Styles. And Bailey loves every minute of it.
Here comes Jorge Estrada, and thank God somebody was watching from the back, the tag team partner of AJ Styles, known as the Future. So we got Styles and Golden, Jorge and Onyx, and we got a little tag team action going here.
Well, they paired off now. Estrada going to work on Onyx, while AJ Styles still down and getting kicked by Ed Golden.
Jorge Estrada, Onyx, and AJ Styles was all up for Rookie of the Year. Ed Golden's pass speaks for itself. This guy is championship material. Come on, Bailey!
Look at Bailey going to work on the Rookie of the Year, AJ Styles. And now they got Estrada down. It's a double team on Estrada. Serves him right for sticking his nose where it don't belong.
Here we go, Jorge. Double team, full ride, ducks the clothesline. Double clothesline of his own. The Future is here. It is Jorge Estrada and AJ Styles. Golden up for the big backdrop.
Body slamming Ed Golden, and now another slam on Onyx. And AJ back up on his feet.
Man, I tell you what, you talking about all hell breaking loose on this edition of Wildside, and we still got rock and roll and bad attitude coming up next.
Oh, double dropkick, pair of drop kicks by Estrada and Styles. The Future stands tall in the ring while Bailey's men regroup on the floor.
Wrestling fans, you gotta love this as Jorge Estrada and AJ Styles are standing strong in the center of the NCW arena. Wrestling fans, this action takes place the first and third Saturday of every month. Whatever you do, don't miss it. Coming up Saturday night, March 4th. Rock and Roll Express and Bad Attitude coming up next.
Understand, we are NWA, okay? Yeah, we are NWA.
At Oakenmore, we built a business by discounting name brand furniture every day. Our selection has never been better, with over 25 bedroom suites, over 70 living room ensembles, and more than 100 recliners to choose from. Whether it's an end table or an entertainment center you need, select a financing plan to fit your budget, including 90 days, same as cash. And as always, it's free delivery and setup. Located in the Cornelia Plaza Shopping Center on Main Street, that's Oakenmore, and more, and more, and more, and more.
Funerals are something we all have to face. For over 30 years, the Golden Memorial Plan has helped make this difficult time easier to deal with.
Oh, Dad was a great guy. He made sure everything was taken care of. So when he left, everything was done exactly like Dad wanted it to be.
This low-cost plan pays up to $10,000 cash directly to your beneficiary or to the funeral home of your choice. The plan is ideal for people 35 to 90, even those with health problems or limited income.
No physical exam is required, rates never increase, and you cannot be canceled. For immediate coverage regardless of health, call for free information about the Golden Memorial Plan.
I feel good and I feel secure knowing that my wife and kids aren't going to have any troubles. They're not going to be burdened if anything happens to me down the line.
Funerals now average from $4,000 to $7,000 and more. This plan pays up to $10,000 cash, usually within 24 hours.
Call us for a free planning guide and more information about this very generous plan.
Wrestling fans, this is your Wildside television main event of the evening. It is for the Wildside Tag Team Championship. Accompanied to the ring by Vice President of the National Wrestling Alliance, Bill Barron, at a combined weight of 450 pounds from Memphis, Tennessee. They are six-time National Wrestling Alliance World Tag Team Champions, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. And they are tonight's challengers, the Rock and Roll Express! And now, wrestling fans, introducing their opponents. At a combined weight of 465 pounds. First, from Knoxville, Tennessee, David Young and his tag team partner from Rat Town, Jacksonville, Florida. The original chosen one, Rick Michaels. They are the current reigning NCW Wildside Tag Team Champions. They are Bad Attitude.
Champions, and Bill Barron is...
Wrestling fans, welcome to this main event right here on Wildside Wrestling. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, six-time NWA Tag Team Champions, right here at the NCW Arena, going to take on the Tag Team Champions known as Bad Attitude.
Yeah, and notice Rick Michaels still favoring that left leg after that attack last week by the Rock and Roll Express. They took that steel chair to the left leg of Rick Michaels several times, and Michaels very noticeably limping. I don't know what he thinks he's doing, stepping in the ring with legendary tag team, six-time world tag team champs, the Rock and Roll Express. Ricky Morton in the ring, his partner Robert Gibson on the outside.
Wrestling fans, let me say this along with our guests. This is an honor and a privilege to sit in here and call this matchup with Ricky and Robert. You know, I grew up watching them on television in the late 70s all the way through the early 80s. But let me tell you, I never dreamed in a million years they would be under the management of Bill Barron from the NWA. It sort of makes sense, but at the same time, they're so-called bad guys and being booed by the audience. Go figure.
See, I don't know where you get this notion that they're bad guys. The only people, Ricky just hit his partner accidentally. The only people that view them as bad guys are the couple of hundred inbred, toothless, stinking welfare collecting hillbillies sitting here in the crowd. As far as the rest of the world, the real world, the educated world is concerned, the Rock and Roll Express, true legends, one of the most popular tag teams of all time.
Wrestling fans, let me encourage you to come out the first and third Saturday of every month at the NCW Arena in Cornelia, Georgia. I'll get this match right here alone is worth 20 bucks to get in at the admission price. But wrestling fans, tickets at the NCW Arena are $10. First come, first serve. Ricky Morton into Robert Gibson. And like you said before, Rick Michaels is ailing that knee, and I mean for good, for sure.
Well, now Ricky and Robert still having their problems here. Their debut in the NCW Arena in Cornelia, Georgia. Perhaps they're a little shocked at the reaction from the crowd. I mean, they're used to, when they're on the card, there's usually about 8,000 people in the building because these guys are drawing cards. And here they come to Sinkhole, Georgia. The whole village of a couple hundred people has shown up.
Oh, come on.
They're used to having the red carpet rolled out for them when the limousine greets them at the international airport.
Here we go. Michaels and Gibson going to tie up here. Rick Michaels off that far rope with a big hard shoulder smash. Up and over goes Michaels with a nice hip toss by Gibson. And he's going to tease David Young, try to get David Young off his game.
Well, David Young's a hothead. I also noticed he's got a little bit of a gut, and that's a new thing. David was always in pretty good shape, but looks like he's getting kind of soft around the belly there.
You know what's funny about this situation is Bad Attitude plays the former music of the old Midnight Express, and you talk about going all the way back to the 80s with the Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express, and now you have Bad Attitude and Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson in the year 2000. So I tell you, just a whole new breed of pro wrestlers coming through, but Ricky and Robert still holding strong in the year 2000.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's something we've seen throughout professional wrestling. The top stars of the last 10 years very reluctant to pass that torch. And if Bad Attitude wants that torch, wants to be known as the standard by which future tag teams are judged, then they're going to have to defeat the Rock and Roll Express here this week.
And I'll say this too, Bad Attitude, you talk about a feather in their cap. If they beat Rock and Roll Express right here at the NCW Arena, this is going to catapult them all the way up to NWA World Tag Team status. And speaking of that, March 4th, you're going to see Team Extreme and Triple X going for the NWA World Tag Team titles.
I tell you, incredible action here in the National Wrestling Alliance. The list of wrestlers that Rick Michaels has defeated reads like a who's who. You're talking about Matt Hardy, Joey Abs when he was known as Venom. He's defeated Farouk. He's defeated Greg the Hammer Valentine. And tonight he has the chance to add the legendary Rock and Roll Express to that list.
And wrestling fans, whatever you do, Saturday night, March 18th, don't miss, because Abdullah the Butcher, the madman from the Sudan, will be here. Who he's going to take on, we don't know at this time, but I'll tell you one thing, Bad Attitude is going after the Rock and Roll Express and Ricky Morton.
I tell you, Rick Michaels just came off that top rope. Not a very wise move with his bad knee to do that. Still favoring that. That attack happened over a week ago, and it still hasn't healed. And if I were the Rock and Roll Express, I'd concentrate on that knee.
Rick Michaels up top. Ricky Morton laying in the center of the ring. In trouble indeed. Big frog splash on Morton.
Yeah, but he landed right on the knee. He landed square on the knee. What an idiot. I said David Young was soft around the belly. Rick Michaels is obviously soft in between the ears. What a stupid move.
And here we go with a double team of the Rock and Roll Express. Who would they ever figure this? This is just absolutely uncalled for, as the Rock and Roll Express are double teaming Rick Michaels. And if you'd have told me this would have happened 2 months ago, I would have called you a bald-faced liar, because Rick Michaels was the most hated man in NCW Arena, and now the Rock and Roll Express are. So go figure.
The things that happen here in Wildside amaze me from week to week. You can't tell the players without a scorecard. You never know what's going to happen, so you need to tune in each and every week.
Wrestling fans, don't go anywhere. The cameras are rolling in case of a pinfall or submission. Wildside Wrestling continues right after this.
Hello, I'm Onyx John, here today at Highway 400 Auto Sales, where you can find a nice, dependable vehicle such as a four-wheel drive, a minivan, or their family car. If you need bank financing, it's available. If you need in-house financing, it's available. Right here at Highway 400 Auto Sales, here in Cumming, Georgia, conveniently located at Highway 369 and Georgia 400. The number's on the bottom of the screen, so call today for a deal that will help you and help your family.
The next time you need horse supplies, the House of Tack is the place. We carry a full line of saddles, pads, blankets, bits, and even horseshoes. All major credit cards accepted. We will even hold your personal check for 2 weeks to help you out of that bind. The House of Tack, owned and operated by Ronnie and Joy Garman, located behind Kmart on J. Warren Road, Cornelia, Georgia.
Some saved for a year, others for a lifetime, only to have it all taken away by one travel scam. There's a way to prevent this from happening to you. Call a member of the American Society of Travel Agents. Look for this symbol or call 1-800-965-ASTA to locate an ASTA agent near you. Make sure your trip is memorable for the right reasons.
Has your home phone been disconnected? Ace America's Cash Express can get you talking again for just $49. Owe another phone company money? We can hook you up. Get unlimited local calls and 911 emergency access now for just $49 a month. No deposit, no credit, no ID. Just look for the big green Ace sign and fill out a short application. Don't be without a home phone and don't pay more than $49. Come by any Ace today and sign up now. Service provided by ComSouth.
Wrestling fans, welcome back to this edition of Wildside Wrestling as Robert Gibson continues to work over Rick Michaels on the outside of the ring. And look at this low-life referee over here named Jimmy Rivers. If he's not bought and paid for, who is?
He's not a low-life. He's the senior official of the National Wrestling Alliance.
Well, I don't understand this because obviously he's turning his back to the action, but maybe I'm just seeing things. I don't know. But maybe I'm getting a little too suspicious. But with the Barons at ringside, you never know what's going on.
Your paranoia is going to be your downfall, Steve Martin.
Maybe so.
You think the whole world is out to get you. You think you're some big shot because you got this tiny little building in Skunk Breath, Georgia. You think everyone wants to steal it from you.
And Robert Gibson and Ricky Morton double teaming Michaels here. And Ricky Morton says this is for you for the front row. And like I said, fans, I am totally stunned because when the Rock and Roll Express hit the ring, I thought they was coming out to aid Rick Michaels and maybe stick up for Rick Michaels. And the next thing I know, they took a chair to his knee, and now he can barely walk.
Well, why would they aid Rick Michaels? He was going to punch a man who's not even a wrestler, a man who's a businessman, the vice president of the NWA. Almost had him there. Rick Michaels almost had his shoulders counted out for the 3 count, and we almost saw a new champ's crown here. But the match still ain't over yet. Michaels in big trouble. He needs to make a tag.
Michaels, like you said, in a world of trouble at the hands of Rock and Roll Express, who's been in this great sport for going on 20 years. So you tell me if he's not on the losing end of this stick. I mean, 100% he would have a hard time facing this duo. He's going in at maybe 25%.
Well, there was Mr. Barron trying to help Rick Michaels, trying to untangle his foot from the rope.
Oh, yeah, Barron, he'll help you out indeed, right before he puts the dagger in your back.
I'm telling him he said that, Steve. You don't want to get scolded again, do you?
Michaels with knee run into that steel post by Morton. And yeah, speaking of that, it's happened twice, and don't think I'm about to lose my temper also. But you know,
you're turning red. You got a big vein in your forehead bulging out there. Are you okay?
I'm getting ill just talking about it. But you know what? I'll tell you this. I've got to do what I've got to do to keep 65 million home.
Inside the ring, David Young getting too anxious. Now he's threatening to hit the referee. That won't get him any favors.
Ricky Morton all over Rick Michaels as the referee's back's turned. And David Young needs to turn around and mind his own business where referee Jimmy Rivers can get over here and break his situation up. Rick Michaels in a world of trouble here, and this might be academic at this point.
Well, Rick Michaels definitely can't get to his feet. I don't know what he's going to do. even if he's able to mount a comeback, he's going to have to walk across the ring to make the tag, and I don't think he's capable of doing that right now. Spinning toe hold by Robert Gibson. Legendary finishing maneuver used by one Terry Funk, the spinning toe hold. Small package, small package. No.
I thought he had him right there, Alget. And they're going to cut him off one more time. As this expert tag team combination, and I do mean expert, these guys have faced everybody in pro wrestling. They've worked for every organization they are. And like I said, 6-time NWA World Tag Team Champions, and you can't harp on that enough because, you know, in the 80s, the NWA was bigger than any federation they was. And now it still holds it on when it comes to championship wrestling.
I mean, you're talking about an organization that has been in existence for over 50 years. The lineage of the World Heavyweight title dates back to 1905. The promotion...
He's got him beat, Al!
Yeah, but the ref, David Young's occupying the referee. Finally, he sees it.
It doesn't even get Robert Gibson out of the ring. What is going on here with this referee? Seems to me maybe he's just dropped the ball on this main event.
I think Jimmy Rivers is doing an excellent job in this match.
And let me say this, too. I'm not against the NWA. The NWA has done wonders for this company. You know, NCW had gone as far as it could go with my money. But I will tell you this, when the NWA come along, we got nationwide TV coverage. These guys become national television stars instead of a local territory. But let me say this, the problem I have with it is Bill Behrens is the most greedy man I've ever been around. He won't stop until he controls it all.
Well, as well he should, because like you said, without him, you would be just another small-time local wrestling promotion. Bill Behrens is the one who brought you to the big time.
Maybe so, Al, maybe so. Maybe I am too paranoid. But I'll tell you this, it hurts when I get scolded in my own building.
Well, if you just get with the program and say the things you're supposed to say and don't say the things you're not, double DDT!
Rick Michaels trying to get something going here as he caught Ricky and Robert. Rick Michaels over. And he goes through the legs with a tag into David Young. Here comes David Young, a house of fire on the Rock and Roll Express right here at the NCW Arena.
David Young been standing on that ring apron for 10 minutes, itching to get in, finally has his chance.
He's got him in the sleeper hold on Robert Gibson.
Well, here comes Morton from behind, double sledge to the back. Rick Michaels up on his feet now. All four men in the ring.
Here we go. We got a four-way situation here as Michaels and Gibson and Young and Morton. And they're going fisticuffs here, and we're going for 10 right here on Wildside.
10 illegal fists by members of Bad Attitude.
And they run Bad Attitude together, and there comes the chain from Bill Behrens. Bill Behrens cold cock. Rick Michaels into the knee, and by God, I know that referee saw that.
Well, here it is, the double drop kick, the move that's put hundreds and hundreds of teams out.
We got new tag team champions right here on Wildside.
Unbelievable. I love it.
Wildside Tag Team Champions have changed hands right here on Wildside. The new champs, the Rock and Roll Express.
And they're not done yet.
David Young for the ride, double clothesline as he ducks. Drop toe hold takedown with a fist to the back of the head of David Young.
Rick Michaels is crippled. His knee is probably shattered into 17 different pieces. Now they're attacking David Young and Rick Michaels with those belts. There's a chair in the ring. I love it.
I'll guess you would, as that lowlife Behrens has put the metal chair into play, along with this ton of official Jimmy Rivers. Here comes Romeo Bliss. Romeo Bliss going to clear the ring here on Wildside, and thank God he was watching the monitor in the back. And I think it's right here. And he's got the NCW t-shirt on.
Robert, the Rock and Roll Express.
I'd like to take that mic and shove it up Behrens.
Rick Michaels, I don't know what the hell you're doing out here, Romeo Bliss. You're going crazy. Rick Michaels. is David Young. On April 1st, we're going to have a little tag team match. You wanted the New South. Well, you know what? You're not going to get them. You get the Rock and Roll Express April 1st right here.
What the hell? He's not the matchmaker around here. He just stuck the Rock and Roll Express with Bad Attitude on April 1st. Hell, guess what the hell's going on around here? Good. I'm looking forward to hardcore hell on April 1st.
Wrestling fans, get ready. Wildside National Television taping tonight at the NCW Arena. You're going to see NWA World Tag Team titles on the line as the champions, Team Extreme, defend the belts against Triple X with Strawberry at ringside. Also, ladies action and all the stars of Wildside, AJ Styles, Jorge Estrada, and the heavyweight champion, Ruckus. For ticket and direction information, call 706-776-2313. And then get ready, the state of Virginia, Saturday night, March 11th at the Garden Virginia High School. You're going to see the IRW heavyweight champion, Rusty Riddle, take on the Wildside heavyweight champion, Ruckus, in an extreme hardcore match. And then, straight from ECW, Kid Cash teams up with AJ Styles to take on Bad Attitude. Also, special appearances by Mr. Excitement, Storm Viper, and Jimmy Jack Riddle, plus 5 other great matches. This event in association with Iron Ring Wrestling. Then we come to Gainesville, Georgia, Friday night, the 17th, to the E.E. Butler Center. You're going to see Bad Attitude take on PG-13, Big Bull Buchanan versus the Giant Ron Studd. And straight from WCW, Coach Buzz Stern takes on Luther Biggs. And the Wildside TV title will be on the line as AJ Styles defends against Shasta McNasty. And the legend himself, the Bullet, Bob Armstrong, will be in attendance that night as well. And fans, get ready. Saturday, March 18th, Abdullah the Butcher carves his way to the NCW Arena.
All right, right here, Bad Attitude. We got to make sure we...
Here you guys are. We're looking all over the place. I'm sorry.
Hi, Mr. Barrett. How you doing?
Nice to see you. You did a great job.
Thank you very much, sir.
Before. Also, did you get that NWA shirt I gave you?
Yes, I did. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
It fits perfectly.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah,
shows off my ass.
They're really good. They're really good quality. I'm sorry. Reason I was over here, first of all, recently at one of the matches, I heard you insulting one of the NWA titles, the one held by T.J. Gray, proudly representing Nashville and the NWA. No reason to criticize the title. It's a good belt, and it does its job. You need to focus on things that are important. These little cuts, these little insults are not on the same page as Al here. Al is doing exactly what he needs to do. I've been listening to the commentary. What he's doing is getting the history of the business over. He's getting the NWA over. Remember, this is the oldest and largest sanctioning body in professional wrestling. This is something to be proud of. I know you have a lot of pride in NCW. I don't need you to, you don't have to swallow that very far, but you got to remember, professional wrestling, great new tag champion, the Rock and Roll Express. You couldn't be more proud than that, to have that kind of team representing this company.
You act like I didn't have anything to do with this bill.
Well, I mean, you do have something to do with it. You have something to do with it. You know what? I've got another great idea. You've been talking about some great matches. You've been talking about bringing, what, Jerry Lynn back in from ECW, some of these other great stars. I keep hearing you bring up Matt and Jeff Hardy, that they're going to come back.
We're working on.
I've got a big surprise.
Wait, is it Big Bully Douglas?
No, not that.
Wait, is it Quentin Charisma?
No. I got a main eventer. Out of Nashville, at our next TV taping, Spunkmeyer.
Yes! Dude, he's money. He is gold. This place will be...
Hey, I got to get out of here, guys. Go back to doing what you're doing. I'll focus on the big business. Guys like Spunkmeyer, the people who are going to make money for this company, I'm going to make you proud of us here. We're doing a heck of a job for you. All you've got to do, make sure you keep on him. No Matt, no Jeff Hardy. We keep this thing straight. I don't want to hear Joey Abs ever again. Okay? You're doing wonderfully otherwise. I know this is tough for you, Steve.
Checks keep on coming to you week after week for the rest of your life. Call NetSpace at 1-800-787-1331 now for your free information package to see how you can profit from the Internet. 1-800-787-1331. We can get you started on the business of the next century. Call now, 1-800-787-1331. There is no cost or obligation. The future is now. 1-800-787-1331.
I'm Bloomberg meteorologist Joe Venuti looking at your forecast across the world. We'll start off in the U.S., where it is fairly quiet on the west and the east coast. However, across the center part of the nation, looking at some rain and some isolated thunderstorms up through the Great Lakes and the northern plains. Down across South America, it is fairly quiet as well. We're looking at a few showers in Bogota. Lima looking at variably cloudy skies. There's a slight chance for a sprinkle later in the day. Temperatures in the mid-70s there. Mid-80s in Rio and heading towards 80 degrees down towards Buenos Aires and Santiago. We're looking at fairly mild conditions all the way from Madrid back over to Rome and Athens. However, some showers and cooler air is on the way for London, Paris, and Frankfurt, hanging in the middle 30s for Moscow. As we take a look at Eastern Asia and down through the Philippines, once again heading into the 90s in Bangkok, 85 to 90 in Manila. We're looking at mid-70s in Hong Kong. And as you head up towards Beijing, clouds clearing out as well, 55 degrees, and still variably cloudy, the slight chance for a sprinkle or a shower in Tokyo.
Welcome back. Johnson & Johnson was one of the most active stocks on Friday. Investors sold off shares after the drug maker pulled the plug on its heartburn drug, Propulsid. J&J discovered cardiovascular side effects associated with the drug and is not allowing it to go before an FDA panel in April. The medicine has been linked to as many as 80 deaths. Overall, Propulsid sales could slip to $250 million in 2000, down from about $940 million in 1999. The halt of Propulsid marketing follows the Tuesday withdrawal of Warner Lambert's Resolin diabetes pill. That drug was linked to liver damage. The money manager says the big question everyone has with J&J is what is the long-term liability? He points out that American Home Products eventually offered a $3.75 billion settlement to former users of its discontinued diet drug Fen-Phen. Those drugs were linked to heart and lung damage. But independent analyst Hemant Shah says the liability will not be anything near the magnitude faced by American Home. ExxonMobil has filed lawsuits to block the sale of Atlantic Richfield's Alaskan oil fields to Phillips Petroleum. The move could delay BP Amoco's proposed $33 billion purchase of Atlantic Richfield. That buyout plan was originally opposed by the FTC, but the agency suspended an effort to block that purchase when ARCO arranged to sell the Alaskan fields to Phillips. Some of the best-known companies in the American business world are in the spotlight next. They're the ones selected by our stock pickers. Let's take a look at what some Wall Street pros are recommending.
We prefer American Express right now as a core holding over time. It stands to position from the evolving B2B marketplace because American Express has a dominant share of the corporate card market.
If I were running a 30 or 40, $50 billion growth fund, you've got to be looking to companies like General Electric. I like to refer to Jack Welch as the new poster boy of the internet. But if they're making all this investment in technology that's going to give them a competitive advantage around the world, big growth funds are going to invest in that name.
Here you go, you buy a company, you're getting the entertainment side of it, which you can tie in with AOL. You know, hey, you may say, here's somebody who likes war movies, hypothetically. They put it in a category, and they get an email to them. These movies will be on cable on this day. So they can really tie this stuff together. It's a very, very good strategic fit. And you'll probably start to see more of these in the future.
And that's a look at just some of the stocks you'll want to keep your eye on in the coming trading week. Those on and off again talks between Yahoo and eBay are supposedly back on once again. The Financial Times says the powerhouse web portal and the online flea market have resumed discussions. Word is they're considering possible ways of combining that range from a loose alliance to an actual merger. Yahoo gets more than 35 million visitors to its website each month and could direct much of this traffic over to eBay. And the internet auctioneer has nearly 8 million registered users. eBay shares climbed over 20 points on Friday. Shares of Yahoo climbed 3 points. Taking a look now at some of the other weekly numbers, the benchmark 30-year bond rose for the first time in 2 weeks, climbing 8 basis points to 5.
Funerals are something we all have to face. For over 30 years, the Golden Memorial Plan has helped make this difficult time easier to deal with.
Oh, Dad was a great guy. He made sure